Do you want to know how to feel like a catch, like the catch, and also attract your husband? I'm going to share with you in this video how to truly let go of the past, overcome your attachment styles, and cruise into finding love if you're really ready for it. Welcome. I'm excited that you're joining me. I am Nicole Lisa. I'm a love coach, femininity coach, and intuitive. I've been doing this work for the last 11 years, and I sincerely wish you well. I want to talk to you about something important, how to stop obsessing about the past. Welcome everybody that's joining, and how to attract love. I want to talk to you about how we can numb our feelings, right? Or we can obsess about them, whether you have an avoidant or an anxious attachment style, right? And we can either overthink, obsess, right? Or obsess in our energy field about what happened in the past, how to change it, or sometimes expecting for things to remain the same, and that can make you stop your process of attracting love. Welcome. And or you can numb it out if you have an avoidant attachment style. If you really want to attract love, you have to build, this is critical, this is the most important skill set that I want you to focus on for the rest of the year or for the rest of your life. You know, when you find the person, when you meet them, when you're with them, this is a skill that you don't want to just utilize when you are, I hear, feeling desperate as an intuitive, okay? Like, a lot of people only develop awareness, which is what I was going to say. You want to develop awareness and self-awareness above all things. But a lot of people only develop awareness or self-awareness when they're feeling desperate, when a relationship falls apart, right? This is one of the reasons why a lot of people and a lot of women work in their love lives after a breakup, okay? But this awareness can be short-lived, and sometimes it can be obsessive in the nature. And I use the word obsessive because that's actually an energy that I recommend to clear out of your nervous system, which I will discuss in a couple minutes, and I will offer you an opportunity for you to work on it and actually feel peace and allow for the love that you want to come in. So pay attention to that, or read it in the caption below. So, you know, for us women, okay, trying to, like I said, obsessive, like short-term awareness is what I hear more than 45% of women do. That's very interesting. I'm just channeling right now. More than 45% of women only develop awareness when they're feeling low on themselves. Okay? You notice my face around that? Like, and you can see that because a lot of women just look at videos online in a hush-hush manner when it comes to love and dating. They don't want anybody to know. It's kind of secretive because it's like your shame. It's a shame that you're carrying, right? Shame that the relationship didn't work out. Shame that you're single at this age. Shame, 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 shame. Shame is not a positive or a, shame is not the right conductor. I don't know if that's the word that I'm looking for success, okay? If shame is, I'm not saying ruling, but if it's the underlying emotion behind why you study love, then hello there. If that's the underlying emotion, reason why you study love, if it's because of shame, then what you need to focus on and clear release is the shame, because that's capping your level of awareness and it's destroying your relationships, because you only work when you feel like things are falling apart, okay? But what that really means on the inside is that you were always secretly expecting things to fall apart if you've been shaming yourself unconsciously on the inside. So I know you do a lot of great work on yourself, like on your business, like you're handling things on your career, etc. I just want to address that subtle part that if shame is ruling or the secret motivator behind why you work on yourself, then you need to upgrade that. And this is for the women that can. Now, self-awareness is critical because a lot of people can do millions of posts of why relationships are not working nowadays, why people are getting divorced. But in a relationship, it's critical that two people are building self-awareness and that are aware. And what is awareness? Awareness is way beyond shame, okay? Shame actually makes you shut down awareness because it makes you feel, I hear, I hope it's not triggering. It's what I'm channeling. I'm here to say it makes you feel so ugly on the inside. It makes you feel like ugly things is what I hear. It's like it makes you feel ugly in the inside. It makes you feel ugly things. It makes you feel like you cannot get love. So that is like so dark for the consciousness. You don't want to process that. So you detach. You kind of go in outer space. You might need some soul retrieval. Welcome. I'm sharing how to let go of the past and actually attract like your husband and attract love. Okay. So as I was saying, it's critical that you stop just associating awareness with a state of emergency when things are falling apart. And shame makes you detach, like it makes you even abandon yourself. How many of you feel like you're not in your body? That's a common term that you hear. You feel like you're not in your body. Or you're like, but how many of you know that you actually might need to do some soul retrieval? Like your soul can actually split from the amount of shame that they try to program us women into. And that's not a natural thing that women are meant to experience. As a whole, women were meant to experience joy, bliss, receptivity, worthiness, natural worthiness. But society is trying to program shame into us and a lack of, I hear, victimization and a lack of self-trust. So when we have a lot of that, we detach. And like I said, we might need soul retrieval, or we need to work on our nervous system to feel safe in being in our bodies and to become more aware. I hear to say this is how you save a relationship. This is how you work on a relationship, becoming self-aware and your partner being also self-aware. So I'm hearing towards men, there is it's part of the lack of self-awareness is and how they're trying to destroy men's lack of self-awareness. I hear is a lot through sex and like pornography, or having men talk about sex like all the time, but like in a way where it reflects like their shadow, and you can hear it in a lot of like songs, right? Like reggaeton songs, rap songs. People are here becoming crude and crass, and it's just a reflection of their own disconnection. You don't have to be crass. You know what I mean? So you lose your sense of trust when you watch a lot of these videos. And I'm not a prude, all right? But this is not the purpose of this video. And when you watch those videos and you see such graphic images, and who knows what they're putting in the background of these videos, they're destroying and eroding self-trust and self-awareness in people, and it makes you codependent and addicted to these videos. So on one end, they're trying to destroy like a man's confidence, but they're also trying to destroy a woman's confidence through that. So what I want to get to is just building self-awareness from shame, and only wanting to do work, I hear, because you feel like your girlfriend is getting more attention than you versus you. That is like 15% of the awareness that you need to have, okay? In order to let go of the past efficiently and to get, I hear, constructive feedback and really move forward along, you have to build awareness for your own authentic self-love. You have to feel enough. And you realize that like external pursuits are not going to give that to you. So I've seen a lot of women who are absolutely epic and who love themselves, in every area of their life. And then for whatever reason, in this area of love, like they feel like they're falling behind. So I used to feel this way. And if you feel like you only work on your love life because you're falling behind, there might be, I here to tell you, a superficial way in which you attach to your worth and your love life that needs to change, okay? Maybe you want success, you want accolades, maybe you want to perform to get love, or you don't want to, but you feel like you have to. Maybe this is a programming that you got in your unconscious when you were 4 years old. You watch your mom perform. You watch your mom do everything and beyond for her partner, cook for him, wash for him, do a bunch of stuff. And you could have been like, maybe yeah, that's what I have to do. Or maybe you resented it, but you still took it on, okay? And there's an unconscious belief that you have to perform for love, and you don't like that. So I hope this video is resonating, and it's going to help you truly attract like your partner. It's going to help you attract love. And you really want to build awareness, okay? Awareness of, first and foremost, of your motivation. Why? What's your real motivation? And this is critical because a lot of platforms do not want you to build awareness, right? They want to keep you confused. They want to, like I said, impact your self-trust. And they're pushing forward a lot of Toxic Bros podcast, where you see a lot of women going to these podcasts, either mothering the men, performing for them, trying to make the men see their point of view. You don't need to go outside of yourself to attract love. Or some women go there to destroy men, to prove that I hear men ain't shit. I don't believe that, but that's the toxic collective belief system. And you get addicted to these programs and you start to feel like you cannot have love. But I want you to know that if you really want love, do not get addicted to these videos or watch them or feel or like your belief system is lowering about what you can have. You want to build self-awareness first, not just when you're feeling emergency, when the relationship fell apart. This cannot no longer be your denominator, that you're crushing it in business and you only look at your love life when you feel like the clock is ticking. Okay? If that is you, then you're either numbing, you are suppressing, and you're letting your life pass you by. Awareness is a self-love thing. It's a mirror thing, which I'm going to go into the next point. You want to be a mirror to yourself. What does that mean? Well, it means that you're willing to look at yourself and your shadow at all times. There's something that I'm missing that I'm getting to tell you. I'm getting that I need to express to you that my what I channel comes from the angels of love. I work with your guardian angels. I work with Archangel Michael. Like, I'm a big believer in love, and I'm a Christian as well. I need to share this with you. And I also work with people for different religions with the utmost respect. Angels are across the religion, and I'm like a rainbow when it comes to that, all right? Like, I'm not pressing onto anything. But I'm getting to say that because some people believe that, or some people could believe it's like, what is she channeling? You know what I mean? And I've shared some of my story in my posts in the community, and you can see what's my motivator. I had to learn a lot about love by myself, and I've had a humble heart when it comes to that. I've made mistakes, but I've always had a humble heart and a willingness to learn. So this is what I want to say about this. Like, you have to want to learn, okay? You got to be a mirror to yourself. One of the things when I did my intuition program is that the angels told me, Nicole, people have a weird relationship with learning, okay? And like, a lot of people don't like learning because they lost faith around learning around college, or with the amount of money that they had to invest in college, or they feel like learning is kind of skewed. But learning, I hear, is who you are. Never cut off your learning for anyone, and do your very best to have a joyful relationship with learning. So you want to be a mirror for yourself. You want to always study yourself first instead of trying to study your partner. What is he doing? How is he doing it? Becoming his psychologist or whatever. You don't want to do that. You want to be a humble mirror for yourself first and always. If you can look within, you can always look at love, is something that I'm getting to say. So there's a lot of narcissistic teachings out there that are trying to disconnect us from seeing from within. And then what this leads to is like a lack of empathy, I hear, and a lack of intimacy that we can have with another human being. You don't control another human being, you support another human being. And because you create a safe space by embodying radical honesty, vulnerability, and support for yourself, and you create a space where they can learn that from you as well. Not by you telling them what they need to do, but by them seeing you model that for yourself, because you embodied being a safe space for yourself. You don't work or you perform for love, you show up for you. Okay? So you want to create a space for intimacy. When you numb out your emotions and you only shut them on when you feel like things are falling apart, it's like you're already setting yourself up for failure in a relationship, because somewhere along the way you shut off your emotions because you start to feel like you were not good enough, okay? And you want to move from, because I hear you shut off your emotions, and then I'm getting to say, then you go into a codependent route, and you're very independent in other areas of your life, but then in love you go into a codependent route where I hear you want the man to save you. And this might sound extreme to you, and this is the challenge that I have sometimes when I do these short form videos, is because there's so many layers of awareness that you might be surprised, okay? It's not just what you read. Did you know that you can start to imprint and ideas and beliefs about what you can have in love since you're zero, since you were in the womb? Did you know this? And if this sounds too extreme for you, I want you to know that it's actually very true. It's one of those reasons why a lot of people feel unlucky in love, because you were picking up energies, emotions, things that were not being said around your parents, and you suppressed them and numbed it from a very early childhood, like age. You could have just felt like you had to perform for love. You know how you see those videos of kids like just grabbing a microphone and performing for their parents, kind of like that. They feel like they had to be like the entertainer, and you suppress that, and then you become you're bitter and resentful, and then you numb and you focus on work, and it becomes this vicious cycle, and you lack awareness throughout all of your life unless you feel like you're failing. So you want to really, like, you cannot have intimacy like that, because let's say you have a man that's trying to see you, be there with you, like I hear have fun with you, play with you, if you pick up what I'm saying, and you're like hiding, I have to hide, I have fat, nobody's gonna love me, nobody's gonna love me, oh my God, and then why did he leave? And then you feel like a failure, and then you take a sexual energy class because you feel like you have to perform better. Loop, okay? It's not about performing, it's about setting yourself free and knowing that you're enough and releasing the codependent belief systems that you picked up from your parents. You don't have to perform for love, ever. Okay. And then what happens is that when you stop performing and you allow space for real intimacy in a relationship, because first you see yourself, you're capable of handling what you perceive to be as negative feedback, what you perceive that it was a failure. Do you know what would happen in your nervous system and in your life, in your reality, if you rewired from your nervous system what you perceive to be a failure? Like failure would be like, a man choosing your best friend over you, or what you you perceive to be a failure, like other men or people noticing, this is a sensitive topic. Like, I'm hearing some women have this thing of men choosing women that I hear are a different weight, different size, different height, different skin tone. I've had this, okay? Your nervous system can perceive it as failure. Even in your conscious mind, if you're like just scoffing, your nervous system can perceive it as failure. You don't want to block the awareness of what your nervous system is trying to do. Your conscious mind only rules like 10% of what you truly believe. Your nervous system and your emotions, like your subconscious, everything else. So you might just be walking around with your conscious mind thinking like, I got this under control. This is this and this and this and this about men, this and that. And you're wrong. You gotta check in within. You gotta get so curious. You gotta love learning to know, and also be a safe space for your inner child. That version of you that split, that felt like she wouldn't be heard, to actually hear what they're saying. I've been in sessions where they've been doing work on me, and they told me, Nicole, you have to believe you can't have love. And I was like, me? What? All the work, conscious work that I've done, that's when my life actually started to open up. Because once we start to clear from the nervous system, I started crying, and all the emotions started to bubble up to the surface, and I was able to shift that and pass the page on those belief systems, because you want to be in a space where you allow love, you expect love in your nervous system. You're not in fearful of it or rejecting it because love felt unsafe for you. So this is one of the things that you could be hiding, that you're shutting off in awareness, that you don't want to process, but then it's comfortable to watch these podcasts, giving energy and letting these toxic bros siphon your energy and make you feel like you're never good enough. These toxic bros making you feel like you have to kind of yell or be abrasive to get a point across to them, and you have to fight them to see your work. Never do that. Never do that. All you gotta really do is be open for love in your nervous system and in your aura. That's like real love, and only accept the very best. That's what you gotta really have in your nervous system. Anywhere else you are settling for less or becoming so angry and bitter. Remember, none of these things are power, anger, or bitter, right? So going off into these podcasts or watching or getting angry at men you don't want to be with the men that make you angry. Like, you want to be with the men that bring joy to you, that are willing to co-create with you. So you don't waste your energy. You are efficient with it, and you ensure that your energy is allowing for true partnership. Okay? So I hope that this is clicking and it's resonating with you. Once your nervous system is set up to a point where it's expecting love and expecting the very best, you attract it with ease. You don't have to over-explain yourself. You just receive it and you allow it. I'm here to tell you this key core critical message. If you believe that your empowerment, like the highest pinnacle of your empowerment, is to be bitter and angry at men, which is what you're seeing, here you're not empowered in love yet. Because there's toxic men and there's toxic women. This is the truth. Everywhere. There's abusers everywhere. But they're also great people. They're also great people. And you can attract a great man. And you will. If you're committed to that and you expect to receive the very best. You will not start to notice a change when you watch these videos. And I hope this is resonating with everybody. Welcome to those that are joining. You're going to see a shift in your energy when you start watching these toxic videos. You just scroll past them. You don't feel any energy to it. You don't resonate with it a little bit. You just trust yourself. You see, Queen? You trust yourself that you are attracting the very best and that it's natural for you. Okay? So I hope that this is resonating and this is clicking with you. I have a set of sessions that I offer helping you rewire your nervous system, 90 minutes long. I have a unique system that helps you clear out trauma, resentfulness, any thought that's hitting in your nervous system that's blocking your capacity of what you're receiving next in love. The details are in my first post today. They're also in my profile. Actually, I'm going to be posting this on YouTube as well. So the details are going to be in the summary. This is transformational work, and you can review the testimonials as well. Look, I offer you no fluff. I go straight to the core because I don't believe that you have to doubt yourself for years, or get so angry. Just attract what you want. Free yourself. It's not about performing. It is about freeing yourself. So if this video resonated with you, please share it with your friends. Let me know in the comments section what you took from this video. And I'm sending you much love. And I have faith and believe that you can move things along. Take care.